Let's cut to the chase, everyone. Ireland needs one thing right now, and that is a landslide shift at the next election to candidates who stand for free speech, fair borders, and full sovereignty. So against the hate speech bill, against mass immigration and the illegal immigration, and against the WHO pandemic treaty or, migration pact or these attempts to offshore our decision making. Um, so that's what we need. And then if we get a bunch of us in, whether it's, independents or whether it's parties, doesn't matter, whatever. Socialists, libertarians, doesn't matter, right? Anyone who supports these three things, because there are other important issues, but these three things we need. With them, we can fix all the other stuff. If we lose any one of them, it's very difficult to move forward. So if we get such candidates in, a landslide victory for these sorts of candidates, then basically the Dáil is now on strike. The Dáil can no longer function, right? Imagine if our government was not able to do anything. Wouldn't that be nice? The situation is so out of control. What we just need to put the Dáil on strike. We just need to throw a wrench in the gears so the wheel stops turning. Now, once we're all in, then, okay, we can have that conversation there. Exactly what do we do? We'll figure it out. But either way, it requires that we have a landslide victory for people who stand by, support free speech, fair borders, and full sovereignty, right? Whatever words you want to use, that's essentially what it boils down to. So we need to get us in there, and then we can talk about exactly how we move forward. And it's useful to talk about that anyway already. I am talking about it. You can see my podcast. And But that's fine. That's a conversation for another day. The crucial thing, we get people in. Now, how do we do that? It seems there's two schools of thought on this. One is that we shouldn't split the vote. The NP, National Party, and what was it? National Party, Irish people, and Ireland First have formed an alliance, a voting alliance, or election alliance. So basically merging into one group. So now, and they're saying we shouldn't split the vote. Now, I think that's wrong. And this is very important because, like, look, I'm wrong or they're wrong. I don't know. Um, so if you disagree, I'm going to explain my thoughts on this. Please, for the love of God, if I'm wrong, if you have a reason, something I'm missing, please let me know in the comments, okay? And I'll stop, I'll change my position and I'll support that. But I need to do what I think's right, and I think actually if we think it through, we come to the conclusion that we should flood the system with candidates. It's the opposite, right? So here's why. Say you have nationalist A, nationalist B, and globalist X, okay, running in the same constituency. And let's say there's one, all the others are seats, they're taken by whoever, right? There's one seat which really has a chance of being open to someone. Okay, and so they're competing for it. If nationalist A and nationalist B if their voters do not give them the preference, if they don't go, oh yeah, nationalist A and then number two, nationalist B, and nationalist B's voters don't go, oh yeah, nationalist B first, but then yeah, nationalist A second. If they don't do that, right? If they're just individual, like, islands, uh, and let's say, okay, whatever, certain, let's say 10,000, whatever, what's the quota going to be? But like you got 20,000 votes to A and 20,000 votes to B. They're nearly going to get in. And Let's say, and globalist X has a bit more than that. Then the seat will go to globalist X. You're like, they had 40,000, but globalist X had just like 23,000 and they got it. In that case, it's true. You're splitting the vote. You would have gotten the seat, but globalist X sneaks in there. So that's bad. But there's a better solution, which is just get the supporters organized. And so you put your preferences, uh, and if they are giving the second preference to the other nationalist candidate, then when, let's say, nationalist A is eliminated, all of those votes go to nationalist B. And so now, okay, globalist X is on 23,000 and nationalist B is on 40,000. No problem. Nationalist B gets a seat. So, so long it's the preferences, so long as we organize people. And so how many votes were spoiled last election? We need an education campaign, how to vote, and including put preferences. It's extremely important. That's the solution. And who should we be putting preferences to? So it's I really respect that these parties are coming together and putting ego aside to try to make progress on this, because we need this. But I think there's a better way to do it, maybe. And I'm sure other people are saying this too. I've noticed at least a few people. Um, and so what we need to do, I think a better thing is a group, some sort of umbrella group, which says, yeah, I stand by those three things. So free speech, fair borders, full sovereignty. I promise, swear to God, I will stand by this if you vote for me. And then, okay, you're on the website, you're on the list, you know? And people can check that list and look at all the candidates, and we can be flooding social media with this page and like, these are the people in your constituency, these are the people who stand by those three policies, right? And you can look at them, and you can go look at videos and read from them. And 1 minute looking at someone on a video of them talking is usually enough to figure out, if they're trustworthy. See it in the eyes, in the energy. And so that's what we need to do. Now, final point here is it's not just that there's nothing to lose from having, two candidates if they share the votes. There is something very big to gain, which is there are people who get put off. We all have our blind spots. We all have our pet prejudices. And there are people who will go, I'm not voting for the National Party. They're a bunch of socialists, right? I don't know if that's true, but, that they'll say, that's their take. And then there's other people who be like, maybe like, oh, I'm not voting for these people because they are racist, or they're a bit too. I heard one of them is involved in actually, kind of skinhead stuff. I don't know about that. Or the people who say, oh, this person, I think they're the leader and I don't like them. Or this person, they've done whatever. Things that are not, do they stand for free speech, fair borders, and full sovereignty? So we cannot get distracted. That's the real splitting the vote, is if we get distracted with these things. However, people are people. We're going to have these prejudices, and so uh, what we uh, by having more candidates, right? We can, like, so you have me with Gaelic Awakening, okay? Um, or independent if I can't get enough members to register properly. We'll get to that in a moment. Or it could be people of the National Party, or like Irish Freedom Party, or whatever, or Aintu, or whatever. Anyone, immigration, Aintu, what's the story? Uh, if we have a broader group of people, we will reach more people. The people who are, that when you get triggered and you're like, and I'm not going to read that, that seems wrong. That instinct will kick in maybe for 9 out of 10 candidates, but one of them resonates with you enough. And so you give them a chance and you listen to them, and they red pill you. They get you to think about things. And then you go, oh my God, I was just going to go with Aintu because, the others seemed wrong. But Aintu are telling me I should go to this website, and there's a list of all these people, and they say, look, I don't know if I don't agree with, this party and this party on these things, but we're setting that aside for unity. We all agree on these three issues, and that's what it's all about. And then meanwhile, you've got someone, Irish Freedom Party, and they're saying, look, we disagree with these other parties on certain things, but you should put them in your preferences, second, third, fourth, da, da, da. Give the Irish Freedom Party saying, give the National Party your vote, give Irish people the vote, give Liberty Republic or whatever, Gaelic Awakening, give these groups your vote, but first for me. But it's very important, give your second, third, and fourth to these other people, because we're all on the page with free speech, fair borders, full sovereignty. Now, that's what we need to be doing. If we do that, we will get more people in, because you connect with them, and then saying, once they trust you, you say, look, you trust me. I am saying these people, they all agree with this. This is what we need to do. And so we can form a much bigger voting pool than if we try to just go, okay, let's all join this party, you know? And then we throw away a bunch of people who have prejudices against that party. And every single party, there'll be people who have an axe to grind against it. So if we have a huge group, a huge pool, apart from the fact that coming together, it'd be easier to come together. We're not sacrificing, we're not creating a new executive or something. We're not sacrificing any independence, or your brand or whatever, or all the work people have put into it. All it is a coalition of saying, yes, I promise I will not betray those three things: free speech, fair borders, full sovereignty. So almost everyone, you can have everyone on board with that, or anyone reasonable, right? So we do that, and then people will vote for them first. But when, say, whoever gets eliminated in any constituency, their vote will go to the next genuine candidate who's supporting these things. And that is how we put the Dáil on strike, right? So this is extremely important. Like, if I'm wrong about this, please let me know in the comments. But I think I'm right. I think this is, I'm thinking it through. I think this is the angle, right? And so we do this, put the Dáil on strike, get the machine halted, and we don't even need to get a majority or something. Even if we can just get enough where, Labour, Fianna Fáil, and Fine Gael, and the Greens together cannot, make a government, you know, or whatever. We just need enough where we can prevent them having the majority by whatever, allying with the out of the closet communists. um, so, all right, so that's it. Now, please go help me out if you appreciate this message. Even if you want to vote for someone else, right? Or maybe put me in if you're in Dublin Bay North, where I'm running, okay, Jamie McClue, Dublin Bay North, put me somewhere on the list. Okay, I stand by these three important, crucial policies, right? Garamila Margaret. And but not just that, you can help me by going to my website, gaelicawakening.ie. Okay, here we are. And you can go to join the movement. Now, you can make a donation, help me get leaflets and posters and all this, because, I'm not made of money, people, all right? Please, and you can go here, you can see my policies in detail, blah, blah, blah. You can download the documents. But most importantly, join the movement. Go here, put in your name, your email, your address. Are you 18 or over? Are you registered to vote? Boom. It's free. You join the party. I need 300 members to officially register. Otherwise, I'll need to go independent. And I need to do this very soon because the election's coming. But most importantly, let's spread this message. Please share this video, like the video, get people on board, discuss this. We need to put the Dáil on strike, and to do it, I don't think it's all about us joining into one party and limiting our scope. I think it's we do the exact opposite. We flood it with parties, with create your own party, whatever. And it's all about more people knocking on doors, more people putting in the hours, more people having more conversations, connecting to more family members and friends and strangers and hairdressers and whatever, and then saying, okay, by the way, here is a list of people who also agree: free speech, fair borders, full sovereignty. Gach Bannacht, and thank you all so much. All right, talk to you soon.